1-800-FOOD-RUT, helping you with your food stuff. 1-800-FOOD-RUT.
Welcome back to 1-800-FOOD-RUT. I'm your host, Asia, and I'm here to show you how to use what you've got to make something good and get up out that food rut. And in this episode, Something Good is going to be teaching you how to make honey chipotle sauce. So let's get into these ingredients. So basically, we're doing a classic heat and sweet heat, if you will. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using some chipotle and adobo. Of course, you can use chipotle powder. That's going to give you more of an infused honey vibe than more of a sauce, but you can still use it in some applications I'm going to talk about. You need some honey. Okay, Miss Honey. Right. And then because I'm me and I'm black, I'm going to be adding some garlic powder and some salt. Not too much, just a little bit, just to add to the flavor profile. And we're going to be using a lime because I wanted an acid to cut this. So whenever you have something sweet or spicy, then you kind of need something to cut it through and kind of blend it all up. And that's usually what the job of an acid is. And acids come in many different forms. From something sharp to something mellow to something pungy, sour, tangy, all of that. But I was like, I need something mild and something that has a tang, but not too harsh. So I was thinking like, okay, I can do a white balsamic vinaigrette, a white balsamic vinegar. But then I was like, you know what? I don't really want the like kind of tang that the white balsamic is gonna give. I want freshness, so I'm gonna go with a lime instead. So that's why we got the lime. So let's get into showing you how to make it. It's super easy and simple. And then the myriad of applications. All right. I'm gonna start off by putting all of my stuff into a pot. You don't have to use a pot or you don't have to heat this up if you don't want to. I need something to help me to get this because having nails at a certain length makes it difficult for you to open stuff. But like I was saying, you don't have to heat this up if you don't want to heat this up. You could definitely, I swear every time. I'm like, let's wear something bright and colorful with something that's also bright and colorful and that stains. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna try to get most of the sauce. Don't worry, I will be using the chipotle, and when I use the chipotle, I will be showing you how, because we use our ingredients here, okay? So, I'm gonna get a little bit more of the sauce in here. And then we're gonna add in some honey. Ooh, it's spicy. Of course, there are gonna be measurements and ingredients down below. A little salt, a little garlic, and then the lime juice. So, as I was saying, I'm gonna be rolling off, or giving a rapid fire of ways that you can use it. So, today I'm gonna be using it on some shredded chicken. You see me? On some shredded chicken. So if you got some rotisserie chicken and you're just looking for new ways to do something with your rotisserie chicken, give this a try. You could definitely use this if you like cook it down just a little bit longer to get it thicker, which I think I've talked about a glaze before, but if I haven't, I'm pretty sure I'll make a glaze soon. But anyway, just cook it down a little bit longer to make it into a glaze so it can kind of thicken up and coat. And then you can use it to coat things from chicken to salmon, like chicken wings, salmon, a steak. I like to put it, you could brush it on like some bacon if you're gonna bake the bacon. I talked about bacon last week and with the mesquite rub that we made in last week's episode, so you can use it for that. Though for the shredded chicken sandwich that I'm doing just a sandwich, but you could definitely take the shredded chicken, put it in a salad, whatever type of greens you want. Do some, what did I say? Either pink lady or Granny Smith apples, some pecans. I love a little creaminess, so I usually will add like a goat cheese. A goat cheese, you could definitely do cream cheese if you want to. And yeah, what else do I add? Some red onions, of course, because you know a little crunch. I mean, you're gonna get some crunch from the pecans, but you know, a little red onion, and boom. You can also take all of those same ingredients and put them in a wrap. Put them on a sandwich. Because more times than not, even if more times than not, using a similar like ingredient, if you change the way you present it, then you're gonna be happy, because that really be what it is. Last week I also talked about, like, once you understand technique and like the purpose of an ingredient, you're gonna be just be making up stuff up in your house. Because you're gonna learn how to use, like, all right, this is what I have. Because most of this I already have. I needed to buy some more chipotle pepper, but everything else I always have on hand. You can turn this, because right now we're just using this as sauce. You can definitely add raspberries into this, like a frozen raspberry or fresh raspberries. Then you got your raspberry chipotle honey sauce. You can also add in, say, the tomato paste, tomato sauce, or even ketchup with a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of like red wine vinegar or apple cider vinegar. And then you got pretty much like a barbecue. You can add the same things, the chipotle and the honey, to an aioli. Then you got a spread. So it's like I said, it's about learning techniques, which is what mainly I'll be focusing on. Either I'm gonna show you a technique, or it's like I've used a technique and now I'm showing you the different way that I use it. But I told you I'm gonna just rattle off the ways you can use it. It's gonna be in the caption too, because I am not a proponent of like watch the whole video again just to hear something. No, go to the caption. So anyway, it's looking like this. Not too much sauce, because I'm not gonna have that much chicken. And yeah, gonna heat it up, not too long, probably about 5 minutes on medium heat, because I just kind of don't want to add this cold sauce to some chicken that's gonna be warm. So cooking this down, like I said, for about 5 minutes, gonna make the chicken come back. You're gonna see me toss it in the chicken. You're not gonna see me toss it in the chicken. I'm just gonna coat it. Do I wanna show y'all me tossing it in the chicken? We'll see, we'll see. But either way goes, I'm about to go do that and I'll be back. So we have our shredded chicken. Ta-da. I kind of like to leave mine chunky. I know the trick with the mixer. So yeah. So I'm gonna just do a little bit first, because I always just like to let the initial layer coated. And then I'm like, because I don't want it all to be absorbed. So I do just a little so that it can coat. And then I go back in with the extras, because it's like, let me give you a chance for everything to soak up. I do this anytime I'm doing any type of sauce. Unless it's a glaze and I'm like brushing stuff on, then I kind of don't do that. So I'm just giving it a chance to soak up. For the leftover chipotle, I am going to actually put it in a container, because I'm going to be using it soon. Like I said, I'm going to be showing you all what to do with the whole thing, so you don't think we're just using this sauce and never come back. No, we're going to come back, because once something that's can related, it's like, okay, I know I need to cook it soon, like within the next week, because now it's open. I'm taking it out of the can. But if you don't have like a container for whatever reason, or just a better way to store, especially if you're not going to use it within a week or two, and you want to put it in the freezer, if you have like the sandwich size Ziploc bags, just put it in there, press it down so it's nice and flat, and just put it in the freezer. And I would say probably about 30 minutes if you go back in and just kind of score it with the back of a knife, so that way you could just like create lines so you can break it off. It's the same trick if you've ever seen somebody do like a lot of garlic at one time. They do the same trick. You just do the scoring before with the garlic, but because this is a viscous liquid, you can't really do that scoring, so you kind of need to freeze up first so that you can go back and do the scoring over the bag. So that way when you open it up, you could just break it off and use it whenever you need to use it. Or you could take plastic wrap like this and just scoop some of it, wrap it up, and there you go. So we got our first coat, as you can see, is absorbed. So we're gonna go in on our second coat. I keep saying coat. We're gonna set the remainder of our sauce, and then we're gonna just toss it in. And for the things that I'm gonna be adding on my sandwich, actually I'll tell you that when we get to the next part, because I'm like, I want all of this. And it wasn't a lot of sauce. I meant to show you guys. Like, it wasn't a lot of sauce. It was probably like a half a cup, maybe. So now this isn't going to absorb, not as much. It's gonna absorb some of it, but it's gonna kind of stay on top, which is what we want. Let me build up my sandwich, and I'll be back for the tasting. And we're done. Yeah. So we use our honey chipotle our honey chipotle sauce to make us a shredded honey chipotle chicken sando. I got some kale at the bottom. I got some thinly sliced onions. I got some avocado. I was thinking about making me like a blue cheese dressing or a ranch dressing, but I was like, I ain't got time for that. Just something to like cool down the heat. So the avocado is gonna serve that, give us something to cool it down, also offer a different texture. That's why we got the kale, that's why we got the onion, because we need some crunch, you know, just need something else going on. And the roll is the classic ciabatta. So let's give this a good little taste. Hopefully all of my fillings don't fall out. I really wanna do this end, but it ain't a lot on that end. Oh. Onion fan. Yeah. Hold on. This is good. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Exactly what it's supposed to do. So like I said, it's a sweet heat sauce. Sweet. It is a sweet heat sauce. The lime definitely cuts through it in a real like balancing, blending it way, because sometimes stuff it can just be hot and then it can just be sweet, and it's like, okay, how are we blending them together? So that's where like the garlic powder, like I said, garlic powder enriches and deepens flavor, so it doesn't taste garlicky, but that's what garlic powder does. That's what salt does as well. It's not salty. And the lime juice, it's because lime juice is an acid. It cuts through. It has a freshness and like a mellowness to it. That's why I prefer it in water over a lemon, because lemon can be kind of harsh of an acid. But anyway, I'm about to finish eating my lunch, which is this. Now you have a sauce. I'm pretty sure I may charge you several sauces at this point. I don't know. But now you got a sauce to add into your repertoire using things that you have. Like I said, if you don't have the chipotle powder, you're just gonna have to move on to more of a infused honey situation. Chipotle powder, chipotle and adobo, if you can't get that. I'm trying to think of what else. Of course, you can do it with hot sauce. You can do it with some type of hot sauce if you want to go that route. And then, yeah, you got your own hot honey sauce right there. But until next time, bye. I'm hot. Your piece. Oh, wait, that's a piece I bit off. Your piece. Okay, bye.